Nope.
Nope. Look it.
We are off to a great start, folks, on this Wednesday afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, if you don't know, we stream the entire show on Facebook, and honestly, the most fun happens during the commercial breaks.
Absolutely. I'm just happy to see Christian outside with some sun in the background. Look at how beautiful that is.
You look
I thought you
gorgeous.
were talking about me. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you're okay. We're going to get to Christian in a bit, but first we have a lot to talk about. First up, the push for more coronavirus vaccinations. Guilford County expects thousands of vaccines today ahead of tomorrow's vaccine clinic. A reminder, all of those appointments are booked. It's been frustrating for a lot of people who can't get through to make an appointment, but there just aren't enough shots right now. County Health Director Dr. Vann addressed that frustration today.
We are not the ones that are the gatekeepers of the doses, and we are just making appointments available to as many doses as we have available.
So don't take it out on the County Health Department. Dr. Vann says there are 80,000 people 65 or older in Guilford County. Well, the county just got 7,000 doses this week. Meantime, for the 8th day in a row, the number of North Carolinians at the hospital with the coronavirus has gone down. Today, it's at 2,706. It's just 35 fewer than yesterday, but we'll take any decrease we can get. Today's number is at a level we haven't seen since December 13th. I also wanted to address today's number of new daily cases. If you look at the state's dashboard yourself, you will notice a huge spike here today, more than 12,000 cases. Well, the state posted this notice along with it today, saying the spike is mostly because it includes cases from some clinics over the past 2 months. Today's actual number is about 4,100.
President Joe Biden's coronavirus coordinator says the U.S. is well on its way to delivering 100 million COVID vaccine shots in the first 100 days. That news comes as COVID deaths are still rising, while new cases and hospital numbers are going down. But new variants of the virus are threatening to reverse those downward trends.
Not wearing masks and participating in in-person social gatherings have contributed to the variant spread.
There's nothing wrong with people wearing 2 masks. I often myself wear 2 masks.
Well, the CDC director is now asking people to only be around people that they live with or have virtual parties to watch this Sunday's Super Bowl. 2 days after meeting with Republicans at the White House, President Biden hosted leaders of his own party to talk about a COVID relief bill. The president says he thinks he can get GOP support for a package, but congressional Democrats continue to put plans into place to go it alone. Negotiations continue over several sticking points, including direct payments and state and local aid.
He will negotiate in good faith, but he's not going to let obstructionism prevent the delivery of desperately needed relief to the American people.
If it goes forward without any changes from what was originally proposed, I would predict that not a single Republican will support the $1.9 trillion plan.
This afternoon, the House is expected to vote on a budget resolution that would allow that COVID relief bill to pass the Senate with just a simple majority. Scientists in the UK say the Oxford-AstraZeneca vaccine could cut down on the transmission of COVID-19. This could be big news here. The study from the University of Oxford is the first to take a look at if any COVID vaccine can reduce passing the virus to another person.
We found there was a big reduction in people being infected with coronavirus, and because they were not infected, they can't go on and transmit to other people.
Now that is really good news. It's very positive because we know that vaccines are the way out of this.
The Oxford-AstraZeneca vaccine has not been approved in the U.S. British researchers found it offers 76% protection for 3 months, and the effectiveness of the vaccine increased with a longer gap of 12 weeks before the second dose. That's significant as the government here is trying to get the vaccine into as many arms as possible by delaying that second booster shot.
All right, let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. Don't be surprised if you see police raids in Greensboro over the coming days. Greensboro police are working with the Department of Alcohol and Law Enforcement, part of a large operation. Early this morning, police blocked part of Randolph Avenue just south of downtown. An ALE spokesperson told us they were executing search warrants as part of a multi-day operation. We won't know more about the operation until they're done. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives has joined the FBI and Gibsonville police investigating those strange explosive devices they found. Police found 2 devices along Wood Street last week. Police have responded to several reports of explosions, fireworks, and shots fired in the past 6 months and believe they're connected. And we've just learned the department has now increased the reward for information leading to an arrest. It's now at $2,000. The FBI is also helping investigate 2 bodies found on Fort Bragg last year. Law enforcement found the bodies of Timothy Dumas Sr. and Master Sergeant William Levine III in December. They showed up in a training area on base. Investigators say their deaths were not related to training, but they are working to create a timeline of what happened. We're learning new details related to what's now one of the bloodiest days for the FBI in nearly 35 years. Yesterday, 2 agents died and 3 others were hurt while serving a warrant related to child porn in Florida. Today, we learned the FBI team came under fire before they had a chance to enter the apartment. The FBI says Daniel Alfin and Laura Schwarzenberger had specialized in investigating crimes against children.
They had great professional reputations, will make their memory even more powerful.
1 injured agent was treated at the scene. The other 2 are stable in the hospital. And like a coward, the shooter later committed suicide.
Well, we know the story all too well the last few days, don't we? It's another windy day of weather, although we have a lot more sunshine than we had the last few days, and it is a good thing to see that. Beautiful Carolina blue sky and lots of sunshine, even a little bit warmer today, but you factor in that wind, makes it feel a whole lot cooler than it actually is. Some wind gusts over 30 miles per hour, 30 in Winston-Salem, 33 out at PTI in Greensboro, and you can see those flags blowing in the breeze in downtown Burlington. Now, temperatures are all pretty much in the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees, but you factor in the wind, it feels like it's in the lower 40s and some upper 30s at times when those gusts are pretty strong. Not a whole lot going on this visible satellite image, just a few high clouds passing overhead. You can actually notice some of the snow cover still laying on the ground in our mountains. Over the next 12 hours, skies are going to stay relatively clear. We'll drop back down into the mid-20s overnight, and heading into your Thursday, a little bit warmer of a day of weather, and we won't have the wind to deal with tomorrow either. We'll be right around 50 in the afternoon with the clouds starting to increase ahead of another chance for rain on our way as we get into Friday. We're dry all through your Thursday, but heading into Friday morning, that's when we're going to watch that next batch of rain headed our way with a cold front. We'll time it out, talk about amounts coming up.
You've helped me get through this, and wow, from the COVID unit to the vaccine.
A reunion months in the making, and one many thought would never happen.
The heartfelt moment, a doctor reunited with the first coronavirus patient he saved. It's next.
We have seen so many stories during this pandemic, both of sorrow and of triumph. It is something Robert and Janice Beecham know all too well. They both battled COVID, but Janice was fighting cancer too and getting chemo at the same time. She and her husband survived it, COVID and cancer, and they're giving a lot of credit to one doctor in particular in Dallas. Today we can share a reunion that is months in the making. Here's Teresa Woodard.
Amid the suffering at Parkland Hospital in Dallas, patients are surviving.
I feel perfect.
Robert Beecham is proof.
And it was like I was drowning.
But 9 months ago,
I prayed and made peace with God and told him I was ready to come home.
Survival was not certain, neither his nor his wife's. They both caught COVID while she was fighting cancer too. Last summer, Robert told us about the Parkland doctor who reminded him daily to focus on Janice, his reason for living, instead of on his chances of dying. He says that doctor saved him.
Oh my goodness.
Here's that doctor desperately trying not to hug him.
Wow. Wow.
Of all the COVID patients Dr. Satyam Nayak lost, Robert Beecham was the first to live. They exchanged cell numbers and they've been talking and texting for months.
You've helped me get through this, and wow, from the COVID unit to the vaccine.
This was their first face-to-face reunion.
Don't make me cry, man.
I'm a hospital doctor. I see people when they're really sick, and I don't have a clinic. I don't see people when they're better. Mr. Beecham, that's what we were trying to do, get you guys back together, and we were able to do that.
After so many unhappy endings.
Real quick, Janice, look, it's my wife.
I just wanted to jump on. How are you?
Finally,
Thank you for coming into our lives.
it's a happy beginning.
I feel like I have just inherited a new family.
In Dallas, I'm Teresa Woodard.
Oh my goodness, that is the story that we needed to see today. I mean, we talk about the numbers and we can get lost in just the doom and gloom of all of this, but people are surviving and people are making new connections like these people in Texas.
And I love that they've exchanged phone numbers, they exchanged text messages, and they've been doing it for a while. I mean, they really are kind of friends out of this, right? Like lifelong friends who definitely have an appreciation for each other.
Yeah, a lot of these healthcare workers, you know, they do this every day, right? But not before the pandemic, it was so different. And now they can't help but get caught up in some of these family stories. It's just none of us have been through something like this. So even for my friends that are doctors that work in ERs and that type of thing, they have said that you develop this emotional connection now because it's just such a widespread, more severe situation. So it's easier to get caught up in it. And thank goodness they do, because they can be life-saving just from an emotional support standpoint.
How much can you relate to the video of him trying not to hug the patient? I think that we've all dealt with that during the pandemic. You see someone you haven't seen in months who means so much to you and you're like,
we're adding air hug to the dictionary this
That's
year
right.
because we can't do the physical hugs. We'll be right back.
You know, getting a workout is so important these days, especially since most of us are home more often than not, it seems like. But the folks over at the YWCA in Winston-Salem, they've got it all figured out. They changed their workflow almost completely, all in the name of safety. I spoke with their VP of Operations to find out their methods. Greg, thanks for taking time out today. You know, it's interesting. I mean, COVID made us, we all had to shut in for so long. I know it was detrimental for our workout, but what are you hearing as far as that goes?
Well, it's made us all more aware of how important it is to be healthy. It boosts your immune system, and also it boosts your endorphins to make you just feel better mentally. So it's better for us mentally and physically.
So before you guys reopened, what I'm sure safety is, you know, first on the docket there. So what did you do to ensure safety there?
First thing we did before we reopened was I called the health department and asked them to come and walk the facility with me. I shared with them our plan and then asked them what they thought about it. I asked advice on ways to improve what we already had put in place, and they shared they were happy to share with us and give us tips on ways to improve what we already had in place.
I mean, that really is the way to ensure safety. That's right, you went right to the experts. So then now you had to make a lot of changes. What does the gym experience look like now that's different than before?
We've opened up more spaces to help people social distance. With our equipment, we put signs on every other one, closing that piece of equipment, making people social distance. We've also had a more regimented cleaning and sanitizing process using CDC approved solutions for the sanitation.
Well, it sounds like you've done everything possible, and we're ready to get back in the gym. So thanks so much for taking time out today, Greg. We appreciate it. It really is one of those situations where everybody wants to get back, but I know a lot of folks that were worried. I just recently started going back in, but I go so early, there aren't that many people around. It's like 5 people in the gym, but they've done everything possible that they can do to keep it safe.
So I kind of am with you on that, Chilton. Because I'm thankful I'm a night owl, I go late at night. So I get off work at like midnight, I go to the gym at 12:30 in the morning, and nobody is there, right? Even if I see one person, I'm like, whoa, what are you doing here? It's 12:30 in the morning, go home.
What's wrong? And you eat dinner at like 2 a.m.
Well, I eat dinner, so gym at 12:30, dinner at 1:30, so.
That's crazy.
I'm just a night owl.
Go to bed when the sun's coming up. No, I'm glad that Eric and Chad, I'm glad to hear you both say that, because I've been really wanting to go back in the gym. One, it's too cold to do anything outside and go running. It's too cold and wet right now to play golf, so I can't really do that. So just kind of hearing that you guys are starting to kind of work your way back into the gym kind of gives me a little bit of excitement. I think I'm ready to start going back. It's taken me a while to get to that comfort level.
Wear your mask and keep your distance from people. Exercise and fitness has been like my saving grace during the pandemic. If I hadn't been able to move, unfortunately my gym's been doing some online virtual classes on Facebook, so that's been great, but it's definitely a comfort level thing. So Eric, thanks for taking us inside to get a look at what they're doing.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk weather. If you're looking for snow, of course we don't have any here, but our big storm that came through over the weekend has sure put down a lot to our north, and not very far. If you want to get in the car and drive to Virginia, you'll run into some snow, and then you're going to stay into some snow all the way up through New York. There's places that still have about 2 feet of snow on the ground, and even down into Pennsylvania, places have over a foot of snow on the ground. So if you're looking for it, you can find it to the north. As this system pulls away from us, we have been on the cold and breezy side of it, but high pressure down to our south, taking control of our weather, and the winds start to relax tomorrow, and it's even a little bit warmer. The one thing you're going to notice tomorrow afternoon is that the clouds will start to increase. We have another system on our way, a cold front swinging by on Friday, and this is likely to bring a period of rain through Friday morning, but then it starts to taper off with a few scattered showers in the afternoon, and then we're clearing out for a break heading into your Saturday. Temperatures on Saturday, though, a little bit cooler, back in the mid and upper 40s. On Sunday, we've been tracking the system, a chance maybe to bring us some rain or maybe even some snowflakes. I can tell you right now, there's not a lot of cold air in place. That kind of dwindles our chances for snowflakes, and right now it's been trending drier, so we'll keep our eyes on that and watch. But we are dry and cold heading into next week. Sunshine in mid-40s on Monday.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, big turtleneck. Turtleneck twins.
Turtleneck.
Best friends forever.
What about me, guys?
Oh,
Well, I don't know. You act like you're not cool enough to wear turtleneck, but you are.
Facebook people are probably going to start ganging up on you guys because you're ganging up on me.
No, I don't think that's how that works. They like us. They don't like you.
Who's your favorite person on the stream?
It's either Bobby or Brenda. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. But if Caroline's on the if Caroline's on the stream, then that's my girl.
Okay.
We have our regulars.
Yeah, we got our regulars.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I really do like is when, hey people, I like when you all say each. No, you're fine. You're in a perfect spot. I like when.
I'm sorry, but what?
I like when the regulars say hello to each other at the beginning of every news.
Yeah, you know it's like a family thing. Like,
this is great.
I'm
glad to be here.
Oh, it is. Thank you, Brad.
No, it's not.
I feel included.
Wow. Now you've cut. There we go, Brad. I'm glad you got it together. I don't know. You guys are. Yeah, we gotta.
So what do we think? Are we going to plan this every time? Like when I wear a turtleneck, you wear a turtleneck? I only have this one. So.
I only have this one as well. So.
Are you guys Team TNT?
Turtleneck twins?
Team Turtleneck Twins.
I don't know. That'd be
TNT.
an extra T, I think.
Team TNT.
I have lipstick on my teeth.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am, you do.
Well, good thing I have my phone right here.
Yeah.
See, Jalen's a real one.
You know.
Chad probably saw that since 3:50 and didn't say anything.
You know how Chad is.
I just don't like to look at you.
Fine, I will turn away.
I'm just kidding.
How am I supposed to read
I
these
enjoy
scripts?
your company. I enjoy
Chad
your
is-
company.
Chad's a handful if you guys can't tell.
He is a handful. He's
You're
a handful in the
that's what I said.
I
newsroom.
know.
He's a handful on the show.
When I was in school at a very young age,
At a very young age.
You have 30 seconds to tell the story.
I always had the check mark on my report card that said,
Talks too much.
"Is a distraction to others."
Me too.
Chad,
Yeah.
this is your read, homeboy.
What is that?
Super Bowl Sunday is basically a holiday, but should the Monday afterward be a national holiday? WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey asked around.
Well, most people love the Super Bowl and everything that comes with it. You got the game, you got the food, you got the halftime show, and the gathering of less than 10 people because, you know, COVID. But what I hated most about the Super Bowl growing up was having to go to school on Monday morning. So it got my wheels turning, and I asked some faces you may know and some you may not, if Super Bowl Monday should become a national holiday.
Yes, I really do think it should be. For years, I've thought that the Super Bowl should be on a Saturday because no one wants to celebrate and watch the game and have a lot of fun and then have to wake up the next morning and go to work.
Well, yes and no. Yes, because who's going to do much work anyway on Monday? Now, the boss probably shouldn't say that, but people are, even if they're in, they might be phoning it in, so they're not at their best. So yeah, why don't we have a holiday there? But no, because people are not doing enough work already, right? I'm a boss. I've got to have people work.
If the Carolina Panthers were in it, then I would probably be up all night celebrating. But since it's not a hometown team, I'll go to work on Monday morning.
I think so. I mean, when you just look at the raw numbers, half the country watches the Super Bowl. 180 plus million people are supposed to watch the Super Bowl on Sunday. Probably, 30 million of those people are going to be sick on Monday. So why are we pretending?
Well, you know me. I'm all for any kind of holiday. So I looked at it. I think, look, the day after New Year's should be a holiday. The day after your birthday should be a holiday. The day after Christmas, the day after Thanksgiving, the day after 4th of July. Like, I am all for the more holidays we get, the better, in my opinion. So yes, the day after the Super Bowl should absolutely be a national holiday.
Yeah, guys, I don't know who we need to talk to, but somebody out there needs to write a petition. I'll absolutely sign it. We'll get this thing going. I love the Monday after the Super Bowl. It sounds like a great day to just lay around and just hang out with my friends. What you guys
You need
think?
to talk to Congress.
We'll get there eventually.
Good luck.
We'll get there.
Good luck.
You've got a lot on their plate.
You know,
It needs to be a federal holiday.
I agree, and at least if it's not a holiday, it should be like National Wear Sweatpants to Work Day, because I ingest so many calories on the Super Bowl that I can't even really fit in my normal clothes.
I say, suck it up, y'all. Like, just
Like
drink
when I
a lot
button
of
my
water
pants, suck it
and
on.
do that too. Like, get over it. We got to work. I don't know. I'm definitely in the minority here. We would have to work anyway. We work Christmas. Like, what are we?
But I agree. Move it to Saturday.
I don't know. I don't know why it's not on a Saturday anyway. Anybody know that?
Football is played on Sundays, guys. So
most football. What about the playoffs?
Well,
There's always wild card weekend.
Nostalgia, man. You got to stick to what we know.
Well, I think once you work a morning show, which we all have, and you have to be at work at 2 a.m. after a Super Bowl, you really don't mind it when you have to go in at 9 a.m.
Unfortunately, this is going to be that conversation that's going to be paired with, should we not go to time changing anymore? It's just going to be talked about and
Let's not even start that chat. We can't get into that right now.
All right. We'll wrap
He opened the door.
Hello. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination.
Yes, ma'am. I'm right here. No problem. I just don't know what we're talking about, so I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, okay. Cool beans.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the 4 to 5. I'm Eric Chilton alongside Maddie Gardner, Chad Silber, Christian Morgan, and Jalen Gilkey.
A lot of people.
We got a full house today.
Lots of us.
Gotta have everybody spaced to
I think that means I can go home. Y'all got it covered.
I'm the first to go home.
Eric's been at home. He hasn't been to work in 6 months.
Oh, that wasn't very nice.
It's more like 9.
That's okay. So do you know what this exact hour means right here is that we are halfway through the work week, right? Like halfway through the middle day of the week.
You're right. It's absolutely true.
Or halfway to the
optimist.
weekend. However you want to look at it.
Or halfway to the weekend, yes.
Glass half full. All right, we have a lot of news to get to this half hour, so let's jump right in with your 4 to 5 roundup. And we begin in High Point, where police arrested a woman accused of assault and child abuse. It started when police learned that Mia Davis allegedly used her SUV to hit a man while her kids were inside the car on Hamilton Street. Investigators say the man ran away and Davis got out of the car and left the children to chase after him. Police later arrived and arrested Davis. She is now facing charges of assault, child abuse, and resisting arrest. The kids were released to the victim and Child Protective Services were called. Part of a busy Greensboro intersection will not reopen until midnight. A water main break broke on Battleground Avenue last night after a car crashed into a fire hydrant and broke an 8-inch water pipe. The city says water in the area should be back on by 9 p.m. But for now, 2 southbound lanes and 1 turning lane between West Northwood Street and Pembroke Road will stay closed. Greensboro police are telling drivers to avoid the area and find another way around. Highway Patrol says an Ashboro police officer was involved in a crash last Friday while responding to a call. Police say Officer Justin Moody was driving on U.S. Highway 220 Business with his sirens and his lights on when he crashed with Samuel Height at an intersection. Height traveled off the road and left the road. He overturned and then hit a brick wall. Moody hit a utility pole before the car came to a stop. Both went to the hospital. And GameStop stock slides below $90 a piece. This comes after a large reduction in short interest on the stock, which measures how many of the company's shares have been borrowed to sell. It's a sharp decline after last week, where shares were trading for about $483. The drop could result in significant losses for some individual investors.
Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick became the 5th private citizen to lie in honor in the U.S. Capitol. Sicknick died from his injuries after a violent mob stormed the Capitol on January 6th. No one has been arrested in his killing. His family says it was his dream to become a police officer. The 42-year-old joined Capitol Police in 2008 after serving in the military.
Brian was a peacekeeper who loved his dogs and his girlfriend Sandra and his family and the New Jersey Devils. He was caught in the wrong place at the wrong time and on a day when peace was shattered.
President Joe Biden and the First Lady paid their respects last night. Officer Sicknick will be buried at Arlington National Cemetery. Many have asked, what does lying in honor mean and how does it differ from lying in state? Well, lying in honor is a tribute offered to private citizens who have rendered distinguished service to the nation. Government officials and military officers lie in state. Other people who were granted the honor include the Reverend Billy Graham, Rosa Parks, and 2 Capitol Police officers who died in the line of duty in 1998.
A new investigation found more than 1,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine have been thrown away in North Carolina. Some were thrown away because of a leaky syringe. Others just weren't used before the dose went bad. North Carolina Health Secretary Dr. Mandy Cohen said providers should not waste any vaccine, even if it means bypassing the priority groups to find the closest available arm. Well, 300 North Carolina Walgreens will start carrying the COVID-19 vaccine. Those vaccinations will begin in stores on February 12th for the people who meet the state requirements. So right now that includes certain healthcare workers and anyone older than 65. This is part of the Biden administration's plan to send an additional 1 million doses to select pharmacies across the country. The CDC says so far more than 26 million people in the U.S. have received the first dose of the vaccine.
There has been a lot of discussion since Governor Roy Cooper and state education leaders suggested all North Carolina school districts should return to in-person learning. It's given many people time to think about the proposal, and of course there's a lot of conversation about it. Let's recap. Yesterday, Cooper and Health Secretary Dr. Mandy Cohen said research in our state has reaffirmed schools are safe for students as long as safety protocols are met. Now, the state released school safety guidelines last summer and updated those guidelines yesterday. The biggest difference between the two plans is a strict 6 feet apart rule while students are seated at desks. Students in K through 5 will not be required to sit 6 feet apart, but students in grades 6 through 12 will. Masks will still be required for all students and staff, and social distancing will still be encouraged for all plans. We want to make it clear, it's not an executive order, rather a nudge for school board members to look at the new science. Re-entry decisions remain local. Many of you have responded on our Facebook page to this. Diane says, yes, some kids learned differently from others, and that's a fact. Some kids are struggling with remote learning. And what about kids with learning disabilities? Don't they deserve a chance? Patricia says, vaccinate our teachers before opening schools. And Tanya says, the ones who want to send their kids can, and the ones who don't won't. No need to argue. Let's let everyone do what's best for their own household. Guilford County Schools released a statement after yesterday's news. It reads in part, our plan has always been to give parents options and to bring more students back into school buildings while doing so in the safest possible way. Guilford County Schools' next Board of Education meeting is next Tuesday, where they'll address reentry plans. You can read more about what other school districts are saying on WFMYnews2.com.
Despite a pandemic that forced many changes this season, the Super Bowl is kicking off on Sunday. The Kansas City Chiefs face the hometown Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but doctors have a warning about this year's Super Bowl. Don't let the football frenzy turn into a coronavirus super spreader event. Let's connect the dots.
While the Super Bowl is not an official American holiday, it's a pretty big unofficial holiday, and like Thanksgiving and Christmas, health officials are concerned that a pandemic-weary public will let their guard down to gather with family and friends to watch the big game. They are reminding fans that coronavirus is still spreading, hospitals are still concerned about surges, and there are not enough people vaccinated yet. So why are doctors worried specifically about Super Bowl parties? The answer has to do with some of the reasons those parties are so great. Think of the plentiful snacks all passed around the room, or fans loudly cheering on their favorite team in close proximity, and the free-flowing alcohol that causes us to let our guard down. This year, the health experts are recommending keeping your watch party to people in your immediate household. If you are gathering with others, try to do it outside or in a well-ventilated area like a garage with the door open. Don't share snacks. Instead, let each person have their own. And if you are with people outside your bubble, keep those masks on.
Well, remember, you can watch the Kansas City Chiefs face the hometown Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this year's Super Bowl right here on WFMY News 2. It all starts this Sunday at 6:30.
Well, we know the story all too well the last few days, don't we? It's windy again, and that makes it feel a whole lot colder than it actually is. But if you look outside, it's a beautiful day. We got lots of sunshine. That beautiful Carolina blue sky has made a return, at least briefly. Take a look at this picture from this morning. This is from Bobby Anderson. On his way to Mount Airy, you can see those Blue Ridge Mountains covered in snow. Love looking at that picture. Bobby takes some great photos and sends them our way. Wind gusts generally around 30 miles per hour today, a 33 mile per hour gust recorded earlier out at PTI. But as we head into tonight, those winds will relax. Our temperatures are in the upper 40s right now, still kind of feeling like the upper 30s and low 40s once you factor in that breeze. Not a whole lot in the way of clouds, but if you look on this visible satellite image, you can see some snow sitting on the ground in our mountains, and they have had plenty of it for sure. Hanging on to those clear skies tonight, but we will be cold again. Temperatures dropping down into the mid-20s, and those winds start to relax heading into your Thursday. It's a little bit warmer day tomorrow. Temperatures topping out right around 50 degrees, but we do start to thicken up the cloud cover tomorrow afternoon ahead of our next chance for rain as we head into your Friday, but it's not going to be a lot. By the way, I wanted to mention this. Tonight, set your alarm for about 7 o'clock. We have a sweet and short pass of the space station. It'll last for about 3 minutes looking in the northwest sky, and then it'll disappear in the northeast sky. But you're gonna have to be quick, and it will be cold. Temperatures dropping back down into the upper 30s by about 7 o'clock tonight. But go see if you can catch it. Always really cool to see that space station pass over. Coming up, we'll take a look at that 7-day forecast. We'll show you what the rest of the week holds, and we'll talk about those chances for rain coming up on Friday.
February 14th in a heart. It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I like to think of it as an excuse to eat chocolate and other things day.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the next day you get the discount chocolate. However,
true.
My favorite Valentine's Day candy has to be the Dove with the caramel inside.
Ooh, I do like that. Okay, speaking of treats, look, these are the babies that we mostly give treats to. This is going to be Kona's first Valentine's Day. Do you get Stewie treats for like Valentine's Day, Christmas, that kind of stuff?
My mom does.
I understand this. My mom does the same thing. Okay, now let me ask you, have you ever done this?
Oh my gosh, no. See, that cat is so well behaved. Stewie would not let me near his mouth. Are you kidding me?
All right, so February is National Pet Dental Month. as well as Valentine's Day and all that jazz. So cats and dogs, they get bacterial buildup in their mouths just like we do. The bacteria can cause tooth decay and by extension of that, chronic pain. The recommendation is pet owners should establish a habit brushing their pet's teeth, get this, once a day. No. I say no to that too. Okay, the process starts though with making your pet comfortable with letting you move their lips around.
So a treat, touch their mouth, another treat, and be done. Depending on the pet, I say it may take a month of training to get to the point of a full actual brushing experience.
Okay, Maddie just said she might get attacked. It might take, just as you heard the doctor say, a full month to get them used to you having your hands in their mouth. Now this is key. You can use a human toothbrush on your pet, but you cannot use human toothpaste because it is toxic for both cats and dogs.
So, big game, just a few days away, so we thought, got to come up with a unique way to celebrate. So, starting today and then also continuing through the work week, tomorrow and Friday, we decided to pit some area high school football coaches to a Super Bowl trivia challenge and see how they did. Today, we start out with East Forsyth's Todd Willard. All right, Todd, Super Bowl challenge time, my friend. Are you ready? Are you psyched?
I'm ready. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited.
We only have 2 minutes, so we're going to make this fast. How many Super Bowls has Tom Brady been in? And by the way, it is a record. Is it 8, 9, or 10?
10.
10 is correct. Nicely done.
All
there.
right.
Yes. All right, other than Tom Brady, name one of the remaining 3 quarterbacks to start the Super Bowl with more than one team.
Drew Brees. I don't even know.
Nope, we're going to have to give him an incorrect on that one. That would not be right. Yep, but a good guess, though. Peyton Manning. Kurt Warner.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Kurt Warner, Rams and the Cardinals? And then Craig Morton.
Yes, I should have got that one. My jitters got to me on that one.
All right, we'll give you another chance here. Name 2 of the 4 teams that have never appeared in the Super Bowl. 2 of the 4 teams.
Let's go with the Detroit Lions. And
think of one of the newer teams.
Running out of time. Minnesota Vikings. I know that's wrong because they've been in 4 Super Bowls.
Lions was correct. Obviously, Vikings, no. But the Browns, which that shocked me. I thought for surely in the early
that
days,
does shock me with Jim Brown being there. Wow.
That's right. But the Texans and the Jaguars. So, all right, Todd, what city has hosted the most Super Bowls? They have had 11. Is it L.A., Washington, D.C., or Miami?
Okay, I don't think it would be Washington, D.C. because it's probably too cold, so I'm going to go with Miami.
Miami is correct. You have saved yourself with a 2-2 score. Nice job, Todd. Very good. Now we'll see how you do against your rival, because you know tomorrow's West Forsyth.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
Yep, so we'll see how it goes. Thanks, buddy. Oh. Yeah, so this is going to be cool. Tomorrow is Adrian Snow, West Forsyth, East Forsyth rivalry. We'll see how they do there, and we throw in a third one on Friday, too. This is so much fun. I wish we could do this every day, whether it's Super Bowl or not.
Do it. I think you make the rules for everyone at the station, so go ahead.
Can I get a second, y'all? My mom texted me last night and told me I'm too mean to Eric.
Agreed.
I do apologize.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Eric.
I can imagine what she would say about me then.
I know. What do you think she says about Christian? Because Christian, you're kind of mean to Eric.
It's not mean. It's sass.
It's picking.
I was told to apologize. So
you called me a
I have
Listen to your
apologized.
mom.
I'm sorry.
Listen to mom.
I am. This is what we're doing.
Like hazing, like we were doing yesterday.
Again, illegal. We cannot legally say that we are hazing people.
Oh.
I forgot you were a Bucks fan until you did that story, and I know you've talked about it at least 27 times in the past month.
Yeah, it just stinks that my 2 favorite teams are in the same division. But I am Panthers first and Bucks, but it's it's a very close second.
I don't even know if that works, Eric. Can you do that?
I know. I take so much heat from my Panther friends, but especially that guy pushing the buttons right now in the director's chair.
Okay, real fast. Who's going to win? Raise your hand for the Chiefs. Oh, okay.
I'll go with it.
I can't vote against my team.
Then everyone's going Bucks.
I got Tom Brady.
Everyone's got the Bucks. Everyone's got Tom Brady and the rest of his team. Gotcha. All right.
It's tough to pull for Brady.
But it's right here on our channel. I think coverage starts at like 9 a.m.
Yeah,
so
I'll be here.
You'll be here. You'll be here. You'll be here. I'll be in chicken wings.
We'll see.
We'll be right back.
Winning in the same place for 4 decades is impressive no matter who you are. Adding another win to a longtime Triad basketball coach's resume turns into a big moment. WFMY News 2's Amanda Ferguson has the milestone win.
Greensboro Days' Freddy Johnson has won a lot of basketball games over the years. This week, he becomes the 8th high school boys basketball coach in the country to reach 1,100 wins. Coach, did you think that was going to happen in your career?
Never thought of that. And to think that I've reached this and to think I stayed at the same school for 44 years. And I've loved every minute of it. That's the hardest thing, I think, to comprehend where I came from.
The Greensboro native started out coaching basketball at the YMCA, went on to volunteer with Greensboro Days basketball program, eventually turning into the school's head boys basketball coach and athletic director.
It's a dream. I mean, it's a real dream.
On Monday, the Hall of Fame coach got his 1,100th win against Caldwell Academy.
It was really nice to have it tonight at home. It's a credit to all the great players I've had and all the super assistant coaches I had over the years.
Coach Johnson says playing his entire roster in this game makes the win even better.
All 14 guys tonight got to play, and I think that it makes it more special to have the opportunity for all of them to contribute in a win like this. I think our culture of our programs are key.
Creating the culture 44 years ago, an accomplishment in itself.
I think I'm sitting here 44 years of coaching. That's even more something I can't quite grasp right now.
The Bengals won again Tuesday night, which means Coach now has 1,101 wins.
That is awesome news. Coming up on WFMY News 2 at 5, the State Board of Education is considering a hotly debated topic that would impact what your kids learn in school. They're considering changing social studies classes to teach more about racism. But North Carolina's Lieutenant Governor is blasting the idea. What he has to say in about 15 minutes.
All right, it's a good looking day of weather, a lot of sunshine to go around, but not really the way it feels. It's cold and it's windy, winds have been gusting above 30 miles per hour for a good portion of the day, but this will be the last day for that because our big storm system is pulling away from us. We have high pressure in control down to our south. That keeps the sunshine around for one more day and even warms us up a little bit tomorrow to right around 50 degrees. But the clouds will start to increase tomorrow afternoon ahead of our next chance of rain on the way for Friday. It's not going to be a lot though. Most of it comes through in the morning, tapers off a bit in the afternoon. We're dry on Saturday, watching the possibility, low end chance for some rain on Sunday. We're dry and cold though as we start next week. And that's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Hello, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie.
Connected to the network, install BombGuard on him, things like that he needs to do.
I really was. Because I was looking at all of her hits. I'm like,
I know you needed a mic check. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas.
I just feel like things are buck wild today. Everyone is just a little crazy. It is time for my 2 cents, and it is cold outside. I'm talking bone-chilling, teeth-chattering, freezing cold. Yes, I know it's winter and it's supposed to be cold, but I am so ready for warmer days. I'm one of those people who can never get warm. I've been shivering since I woke up this morning. So you can imagine how I felt when I checked Twitter and I saw this from Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley. Yeah, Tim, thanks a lot. He said there is no good news on the horizon if you are looking for warm or even average temperatures. Looks to be colder than average for a good long while as we move through February. We're going to move past the fact that he can clearly hear my thoughts and on to the disappointment and dismay that I feel about that forecast. It's nobody's fault. I just need to vent and close an event that's blowing cold air. No amount of blankets, sweaters, heaters, or coffee can warm me up. I think these chill bumps have been here for 4 consecutive days now. And I recognize and appreciate that some of you like this weather. But I say, bring on the sunshine, the warm temperatures, the days where my eyes don't water and nearly freeze every time I walk outside to my car. That's just my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
Governor Roy Cooper says it is time for students to get back into the classroom. And now Triad school board members, superintendents, Triad parents, as well as teachers, they have a lot to consider.
Yeah, but we have to keep in mind that re-entry decisions are made on a local level. WFMY News 2's Jess Winters heard from all sides of the new directive.
After months of remote delays, AB days, cohorts, and confusion, Governor Cooper giving one uniform recommendation saying all students should be offered in-person learning.
In-person learning is working, and that students can be in classrooms safely with the right safety protocols in place.
It's not an executive order, but a nudge for school board members to look at the new science. Reentry decisions remain local. So what does this mean for Triad school districts? Since Cooper's suggestion, no Triad district reentry plans have changed. Superintendent Dr. Bruce Benson of Alamance Burlington Schools says its reentry plan is already on par with the governor's directive.
I think that the encouragement from the governor reaffirms our